Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm gonna do a video today in Central Park. It's the first video doing it here. I normally try to switch it up every time, every now and then. Hope the birds chirp is not too loud for you guys. Um, so Gennady Golovkin is gonna be fighting Steve Rose this weekend, and let's be honest. Steve Rose doesn't really bring much to the table. Okay, he's not a bad fighter. He's not a bum. He's a solid fighter all the way around. From what I've seen on YouTube, he's definitely solid. But he doesn't really match up well with Triple G. Okay, we've seen who Triple G's been in the ring with. Steve Rose is a couple of levels below a lot of those fighters. Okay, he's an undefeated fighter. All right, but he's never fought anyone notable like that. Okay. He doesn't pack a huge punch or anything like that, but he's solid. The dude is solid. All right. This is a showcase fight. Okay. This is Gennady's first fight after his loss to Canelo. Regardless of how you feel about how that fight went, this is his first fight back, and this is the first fight of his DAZN deal that he has. Okay. These guys are going to be fighting at 164. When I think about that, it just makes me think that, fighting at a catch weight, fighting in between 168 and 160, regardless of whatever he chooses to do, I guess he's making, if he decides to fight at 168, why not fight one step closer to 168? And if he stays at 160, at least he didn't jump up a whole weight class in order to come right back down. He is older. So I don't really look through it like, you can also look at it like, why cut all the weight if you're not fighting for a title? You spent your whole career cutting down to make 160 because that's where you always fought. Why push yourself to cut down and weight when you don't have to? Okay? Cut down and wait when you have to fight for a title again at 160. That's if he stays at 160. All right? But the big thing to me here is Johnathon Banks. All right? He is no longer with Abel Sanchez. He's training now with Johnathon Banks. I've seen several open workouts with Johnathon Banks, him hitting the mitts. He looks very impressive. He has a new bounce to him, he's a lot lighter on his feet. That's the one thing that stood out to me. Seems to be a lot lighter, a lot more upper body movement. I see him slipping shots a lot more. Not just flat-footed. Doesn't seem to be sitting down on his punches as much. I mean, we already know he has power, okay, but he looks a lot more loose. And being that he's 36 at this point, why not? Why not switch it up? I don't know how it's gonna look in the actual fight, but this is what I was thinking. I don't want him to go into this fight. I don't want Triple G to go into this fight trying to get Rose out of there as early as he did with Vanis and Dominic Wade. That's a nice dog. I don't want him to go in there and just try to knock these guys out like quick. Take the time to work on your craft, make some adjustments in the fight. I know you've been preparing with Johnathon Banks, but why not, work on the craft and make some adjustments in a fight like this? This is a fight that you can do it. You've had a very tough schedule, fighting Canelo twice, fighting Daniel Jacobs, fighting Kell Brook. You fought Lemieux, you fought a lot of people. Why not take the time to work on your craft and try out some new tricks that you learned from Johnathon Banks? That's the way I look at it. Why go in there and just try to blow Steve Rose away? We already know you can do that. And It's not like he's bringing the kind of danger and power like a David Lemieux did, you know? That's when we first seen him really switch it up and use different type of boxing ability. He made full use of his jab in that fight, you know, but it didn't really work too much for Canelo, okay? He did a great job, but it wasn't enough, all right, at least according to the judges. So why not, you know, switch it up and do something different in this fight? You know, sharpen your skills. Let's see a little bit more defense, you know. Let's see if what Banks taught you is going to work out for you, or are you going to just go back and just fight the same way that you're used to fighting? It's not going to take one camp just to make a complete change, you know. It's not going to work that way. It doesn't work that way, especially when you fought this long. You know, you're in your late to late 30s at this point. So prove to us that, you know, hiring a new trainer, a great trainer, can make a difference. And that's what I'm watching. This is what I'm looking for in watching this fight. Again, we all know you can just blow away Steve Rose. You know, I know a lot of people are comparing. Well, let me not say a lot of people. I know the promoters, and I saw the press conference. They're attaching the Andy Ruiz fight with this. You know, the upset in that fight. You know, Andy Ruiz. Listen, that was an upset. You know, and everyone's talking about Joshua possibly being concussed and everything. But Andy Ruiz was a top contender at the heavyweight division. He's a top guy there. You know, he's arguably a top 10 before the fight occurred. He's been in there in the ring with Joseph Parker. He fought for a championship before. Triple G is a top pound for pound fighter, fighting someone that's never even fought close to a top contender before. This is a different type of fight. You know, I know the promoters are going to do that and say these things. This is a showcase fight, all right? Nobody went in there, at least I didn't go in there thinking Andy Ruiz was just some bum, okay? Not calling Steve Rose a bum, but you guys know what I'm saying. Steve Rose is a decent fighter, but Golovkin has ran through guys already that's on his level, all right? You know, even when I compare him to like a Willie Monroe is a better fighter than Steve Rose to me. You know, I think, you know, at the very, maybe he's on a Dominic Wade level. Like that fight would go to a decision, you know? And even Dominic Wade may beat a fighter like him, you know? So that's what I'm looking for in this fight. I want to see what Triple G can do with a new trainer. You know, let me see a difference in his game. That's all. All right, so that's my thoughts on it. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.